and welcome to another Stellar Guitarist guitar tutorial. My name is Amber and today I'm going to be showing you how to play Somewhere Only We Know by Keane. Now this has been a highly requested song by so many of you in the comments, so if this is something you want to learn, then let's get stuck into the lesson today. So first things first, let's jump into learning the chords of the song. Before we do that, make sure that you have a capo on the 2nd fret of your guitar and that your guitar is in standard tuning. So we are going to be learning 8 chords today. The very first one is my 4-finger G major chord. Now, of course, if you're more comfortable playing with 3 fingers, that is also fine. But for today, I'm going to be playing a 4-fingered G chord. The next chord we need is called a G over F sharp. And all we're going to do is we're going to take our 2nd finger off and we're going to put our 1st finger on the low E string in the 2nd fret. And we're going to strum all of the strings. This is our G over F sharp. The 3rd chord is an A minor chord. Next we have a D major, and then a D sus4. And all we need to do to create a D sus4 chord is put our pinky into the 3rd fret on the high E string. This is our D sus4 chord. Next up we have an E minor chord. We also need a C major chord. And finally, we need a B minor chord. Now, I'm going to be playing the B minor as a bar chord today. But if this is too difficult for you, and you're just starting out on your guitar journey, then I have a much easier alternative, and you can play my easy B minor, which is going to just need 3 fingers. And the way we build this chord is we're going to place our 1st finger on the high E string in the 2nd fret. We're then going to put our 2nd finger onto the B string in the 3rd fret, and our 3rd finger will go in the 4th fret on the G string. And we're just going to strum those 3 strings that we are squeezing down. It's not as full sounding as a bar chord, but the essence of the chord is absolutely still there. And this is a great way to be able to play tons of songs that have a B minor chord in them. So there are 3 main sections to the song. We have the intro and verse, we have the pre-chorus, and we have the chorus. Now each of these sections have their own chord sequence. So we're going to be starting off by learning the intro and verse, and the chords are going to be up on the screen for you to see. We start with the G major chord. We're then going to be transitioning to the G over F sharp, then to our A minor chord. The D sus4 chord is next, and lastly we have the D major. Now this is a predominantly piano-based song, so we're going to try our best to replicate that piano sound on our guitar, and the best way to do that is with 8 down strums on each chord. And we're going to count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we run through each of those chords, we're going to have those down strums on the G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to have the same on the G over F sharp, 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to do the same on A minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we're going to be changing it slightly for the chords D sus4 and D. So those chords between the brackets, we're going to be splitting these strums over those 2 chords. So the D sus4 is going to get the first 3 strums, which is going to be the 1 and 2. And then the D will get the and 3 and 4 and. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we put the whole thing together, starting from the G chord, this is how it's going to sound. Here we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and switch. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we try that one more time with a little bit of singing, starting on the G, here we go, and G. Walked across in empty lands to A minor. I saw the pathway like the back of my hand. G, 2, 3, 4, and dun dun, A minor. So when you're playing that D sus4 and the D chord, you really want to focus on your higher sounding strings so that you can really bring out that melody line that we are creating by lifting our pinky finger off the string. Now the strumming pattern is going to be very similar to what we've just been doing right now, except we're going to be adding a little up strum at the end of each chord. So what this means is it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. And that little up strum is going to come before we change the next chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. Now what you're noticing here is that the little up strum is actually going to be happening when you are changing to your next chord. So you're going to be strumming that up strum with open strings. Now you're not going to hear it because it's going to be happening so quickly, but it's going to give you an opportunity to get to that next chord and to be playing that next chord on the correct first beat of the next bar. So just practice that little up strum changing to that next chord. So if I do it again nice and slowly, and you're going to see how this up strum is going to be working in action. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and oh. 2 and 3 and 4 and oh. And 3 and 4 and oh. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and oh. 1. Now if that up strum is a little tough on you at the moment, then that is completely fine. You can leave it out and just focus on those down strums, which are the most important part of the song, which is driving the song forward. Now, something else that we can do to create a little bit more feel and movement in the song is to add accents. And we're going to be adding an accent on the beat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's on the beat 1 and it's going to be the and of beat 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. So if we practice through those chords again with that in mind, starting on the G, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. So if you guys are enjoying my lesson today, it would mean so much to me if you could please like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Your support really helps me out in creating videos just like this for you every single week. Now, when we move on into the chords used in the pre-chorus, we're going to be starting on an E minor chord. We're going to be going to the B minor chord. We're then going to have a C, the D sus4, and to the D. And the strumming pattern here is going to be practically identical to the one we used in the intro and verse. So it's gonna sound a little something like this, starting on the E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and into the C. Now the only change comes in with the D sus4 to the D. So we're going to be splitting the strumming evenly between the two chords. So the D sus4 is going to get the 1 and 2 and the D will get the 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 So if we take it from the very start of that chord sequence starting on the E minor, it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if we add some singing to give it a little bit of context, here we go from the E minor and oh simple things, B minor have you gone to the C, and I have D, sus 4 and D, E minor 2, 3, 4, B minor and C, D, sus 4 and D. Here's a quick reminder to those of you who have not yet gone and clicked the link below this video. I have some amazing free guitar PDFs for you to dive into. And if you are looking for some guidance and some help, maybe you are lacking structure in your guitar journey, then I have the perfect guitar program for you. The Stellar Academy is my step-by-step guitar program that is also down below in the link. So I hope to welcome you into the course. Right, let's get back into the lesson today. And then the final section of today's tutorial is the chorus. We're going to be starting with one full bar of A minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're then going to go to half a bar of G, 1 and 2 and half a bar of D, 3 and 4 and we're going to play that for 3 rounds. So let's do that together from the A minor. Here we go, and 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and G and D, A minor 2 and 3 and 4 and G to the D, last time A minor to the G and D. And then the second half of the chorus, we are going to be doing one full bar of the C chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and we're going to go to a D and we're going to split that with a G, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. We then have a C to a D, back to a C. All of them having full 4 counts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. So we put the second half of that chorus together, starting from that C major, a 1, 2, 3, 4. C, D to the G, and then 4 counts on the C, 3, 4, same on D, 2, 3, 4, and the same on the C, 2, 3, 4. So let's run through that chorus together from the very start, starting on the A minor, a 1, 2, here we go, A minor. If you have a G, why don't D, A minor? Talk about a G to D, A minor. This could be the G of something, D then to C. D only G to the C, D to the C. So those are the 3 main sections of this really beautiful song. All that's left to do now is to join me in the next section of this lesson where I will be doing a mini playthrough of the song. So have your guitar ready and let's get into it. Let's take it from the very beginning. A 1, 2, 3, 4. everyone, thank you so much for joining me today in this tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, don't forget to please like this video and to subscribe to my channel and come and become part of the Stellar Guitarists community. If you enjoyed this lesson, then I know you're going to love the lesson that is being suggested to you right now on the screen. Until next week, I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a really wonderful day, everyone. Bye.